start a live, and then puppy decides he wants to go outside. So, yeah. How many of you are going to get some snow today? How many of you already have snow? Hello, Helen, my love. How are you? And Ola Joe, how are you, honey? I started the live once, and then the puppy decided he wanted to go outside, and so I had to get off and let him outside. Don't need no messes in the house. We're supposed to get about, I think, about 3 to 6 inches of snow today. Well, tonight, during the night sometime. So, yeah, we're trying to kind of prepare for that a little bit. Our town usually does really good, though, at keeping the roads cleared off and stuff like that. So, yeah, they don't do too bad. Scandalous! My girl, how are you, honey? Girl, your videos absolutely crack me up. I even show them to my husband Michael sometimes, and he just loses it. Oh, Helen, honey, you go you go ahead and go to bed. I know what that's like. I have a lot of sleepless nights lately. My day is rather relaxing right now, Helen. Um, that's kind of why I was talking to, I believe, Mary and Nachobi last night, and said that I would probably come on, do a live real quick today. And I've had a lot of people ask me why I haven't done a whole lot of lives since I've been on. And so I figured once I get maybe a few more people in, then I would be able to kind of explain what happened. Uh, it happened about a month ago, a little over a month ago. Had an accident, and yeah, kind of really messed some things up for me. I really thought I was, once I got all, enough people and stuff, I really thought, I was going to take off with this pretty quick. Um, with doing lives and different things like that. And of course, I plan on this channel really being about, doing a lot of my crafts and different things like that. And I haven't even really been able to get up in my room that I have now to do a whole lot with craft stuff, because of course I have to walk up several flights of stairs to get to my room, which can be a little bit shaky for me right now. Hello, thank you for coming in. Don't forget to thumbs up, everybody. Uh, but anyhow, a little over a month ago, on the 18th actually of last month, me and my husband both have storage areas over just across the lane from where we live. He has a big one that he keeps his motorcycle in, and That's kind of his guy shack, whatever you want to call it. And I have two storage areas, small storage areas, uh, just to kind of store things. That's where the one was where my craft room was at. But I know coming up on winter time, uh, they get like an ice box in there. And I know a lot of the stuff that I use, my paints, my resin stuff, I always have to put in a box or a tub or something like that, bring it over here to the house so it stays warm, because you cannot let that stuff obviously get cold because it will freeze. Uh, so anyhow, I must confess that I just woke up. Well, maybe you need to go back to sleep, chubby man. Angry man, sorry. Anyhow, hi Elizabeth, how are you, honey? Uh, anyhow, uh, yeah, a lot of the, sorry about that. My puppy Kevin is trying to get my attention. And so anyhow, I had moved my room up to above the Chamber of Commerce in our house. And I was over talking to my husband. He was putting what they call the tinder on his motorcycle one evening. And I had had with supper what I thought was a glass of wine, which I do sometimes. And I had got a new kind, and I just seen it was peach, did not bother to read the bottle to see what the rest of it said. I just seen peach. I thought it was wine. That's what it looked like, and I got it. So I ended up drinking a glass of wine. And so when I was over there talking to him, all of a sudden it hit me, and I told him I didn't feel well and needed to come back over to the house. And so we were coming out his door, and he's got to close and lock the door, of course. And as we were coming out, he was pulling the door down, and he said, I fell forward against the door, and I must have overcorrected myself and threw myself back, is what he said. I have no memory of any of this. So he said I threw myself back, and when I did, I hit the back of my head on the concrete just outside his storage area. And I'm not sure if it knocked me out or whatever. I'm sure something happened because, like I said, I have no memory of any of this. So anyhow, he said that he was trying to get me up, and he said I wouldn't get up. He says I told him to go get the car to take me back over to the house. And so he ran over and got the car, came back over and got me and brought me back into the house, because he kept saying something about he needed to take me to the hospital. I just wanted to come in and go to sleep. Now, I have somewhat of a medical background, and so I know you do not ever go to sleep after hitting your head that hard. And he said I insisted, and I came in and went to sleep. And of course, I think ended up getting sick a couple times during the night, and woke up the next morning, thank God. And he said it just progressively got worse. Hello, Wanga lady. How are you, darling? Thank you for coming in. But he said I just progressively got worse and just kept sleeping. And he said all of a sudden I really started getting sick and vomiting and stuff like that, and really was not interacting at all with him, which is highly unlike me. And so I think he said, he told me, said something to me about should I call an ambulance. So I said yes. And they took me to the hospital in our town, and they ran a CT scan, and they said that I fractured my skull right above my spine, where the spine connects to the skull, and that I also have bleeding on the brain. So yes, wonderful me, I broke my head. So I ended up spending, they took me to a bigger hospital, and kept running CT scans, make sure the bleeding wasn't spreading or anything like that. And I ended up being in there for about 3 days and came home. And my biggest thing is constant dizzy spells. I have quite a few of the dizzy spells. Uh, those affect a lot of what I do. And of course, going up and down stairs is not a smart thing for me, having the dizzy spells and stuff. So I have some confusion, a little bit of remembering things, issues with remembering things. So, yes, anyhow, that's what happened. And uh, I figured I'd give it some time, do some lives here and there, and just kind of go with it. Some of the days, most of my days, especially when I'm having the dizzy spells and stuff, I'm really not feeling well. And so that's why I just really don't even bother getting on and trying to pretend that everything is okay. But I am healing slowly, but they did say that it could take several months before everything got back to normal. So hopefully, hopefully that does happen. So, but I am so tickled that I have all of you here. And Elizabeth, how are you, darling? Oh, 763 EYZ. Feel better. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I try to be strong. I can't guarantee that I am all the time. I thank God for my husband. He takes such wonderful care of me, and make sure that on the days that I have bad days, that I stay home and rest and don't overdo myself. And I can tend to be a little stubborn sometimes. I think I overdo myself sometimes. Do things probably that I shouldn't do sometimes, but yeah. And of course, I've got Kevin with me, my puppy, all the time, and he always keeps me attentive. Plus, he pays very close attention to what I do. And yeah, so he likes to go with me to the store. My husband, your husband need big follow. My husband is wonderful. I tell you what, he is my angel. Kind of like I said on my video whenever I told you all about my how me and my husband met and stuff like that. He is definitely my angel. Yeah. So he spoils me rotten. Everybody always tells me that I'm so extremely spoiled. I don't think I am. I think I'm just extremely blessed. That's how I view it. I've seen a lot of people that have been spoiled and they're yeah, they don't end up being real nice. Um, I just consider myself very blessed. But, I kind of lived a hard life growing up. Um, so my mom, bless her soul, always told me before she passed, she said, well, it's about darn time that you get spoiled. So, are you going to come and say hi to everybody? Huh? Come here. Are you going to say hi? No, here. You say hi. Hi. No, not me. You tell me hi all the time. Tell them hi. Can you say hi to them? Huh? Say hi, Elizabeth. Say hi, Elizabeth. No, no, no kisses. No kisses. No kisses. Stop. He is so affectionate. He loves his mommy. And go play. Go play. Go. Okay. Get Chloe. Get Chloe. Yeah. Yeah, he has five, six different stuffed animals. One is a very, very large stuffed dog. And any one of them, whenever we first give them to him, uh, we always give them a name and continue repeating the name after we give it to him. And uh, to this day, he can bring you any one of his stuffed animals by name. So yeah, he is very, very smart, and he is very protective of his toys. And those are his babies, especially his really large dog. Her name is Chloe, and that's kind of that's his girl. That's who he does most of his cuddling with and stuff like that. So yeah, he is very protective of Chloe. He likes Chloe. So is anybody from the United? Okay, I'm not sure. I know a lot of you are not from the United States, but I know some of you are. Um, if you're from the United States, have you got snow yet? Well, sweetheart, I have never done crack in my life. I do not do drugs. So I am sorry to disappoint you. If you were here to watch the beginning of my live, you would kind of understand a little bit more instead of coming in and being rude. So, if that's how you want to be, you can take yourself right back out. Thank you. Do you want to come up and say hi again? Everybody liked you. Well, come here. Come here. No. Kevin kind of has a mind of his own. Oh, there you are. Tell everybody hi. No. Say hi. You a handsome man. You are a handsome man. Yes, you are. You are a handsome man. And you're so smart. Yes, you are. Do you want to go get Chloe? Yeah, she's over there on your chair, isn't she? Huh? You want to go get her? Okay, Chloe. Yeah. Yes. Your Benji has a sofa full of toys. Yeah. We had a lot more for him whenever he was a little bit younger. But with us being in such a small place, a lot of them, it wasn't like he really played with them very much anyhow, the other toys. He likes his ball that I get him. I always get him the little wiffle balls. And he seems to like those. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. Um, he likes the wiffle balls, but they don't last very long because he tends to chew them up quite a bit. Um, his stuffed animals, like I said, he has about 5 or 6 of them, and some of them he goes through those quite a bit. The only ones uh, that he is a little bit more protective of is, of course, Chloe, which is his big dog. And he has a little stuffed monkey, kind of one of those sock monkey looking things. And it has a squeaker in it. And so whenever he gets wound up, sometimes he gets a hold of that squeaker and just kind of get your attention. But all the rest of them, anytime he gets wound up or wants to roughhouse around with dad or something like that, he'll go and get one of his other stuffed animals, and he likes to shake them around a lot, and he gets pretty rough with them. So after he does that for a good while, he'll usually get a hold of an ear or something like that, anything that sticks out, an ear or a tail, anything. And that's what he usually grabs a hold of to do the shaking. And next thing you know, the ear is gone, or the tail is gone, or something like that. And yep, stuffing goes everywhere. So that one will usually go in the trash, and then a lot of them that I get for him, I just go down to like the Goodwill or something like that, and because those are only a couple dollars, and I'll take them and wash them real good first and then give them to him, just to make sure there's nothing on them that shouldn't be. And yep, it takes him a few days to get used to some of them, but I think there's very few that I brought into the house that he doesn't like. So those don't last long anyhow. She got no snow in Louisiana. Are you supposed to get any anytime soon, Scandalous? I know we're supposed to get 3 to 6 tonight. At least that's what they're calling for. So we'll see. But I told my husband I'm kind of a little bit nervous about the canopy, the party tent that we just put up. Of course, you have to watch that stuff because the weight of the snow could cave the top of it in. So, yeah, I'm a little leery about that. But I told him, I said, we'll just have to kind of watch it throughout the night and make sure the snow doesn't pile up on it. So, what does anybody have any plans for this week? What y'all got going on aside from work? Any big plans or anything coming up? I might go and see if I can troll Red at Red Room. See if I can troll him for a while this afternoon whenever he's on. I have a um, little surprise for him. He always likes his number one crown, so yeah, I figured I'd get on there and kind of surprise him or something a little bit. More story. Which story do you want more of? I've got all kinds of stories, but you got to tell me which one you want more of, or which one you want to know. I know I'm. Oh, the dog. Well, I think I started saying on my video how me and my husband met. We were together about a year, and we actually live in an apartment. I guess you could call it an apartment complex. We've got 6 apartments. It's all one level, and we live at the far end, and the people when we moved in here, the people at the other end uh, had a little Yorkie, which is what Kevin is. Um, and he, anyhow, they got theirs from her brother. Her brother raises them, or breeds them and raises them. And I guess the guy that had them got into the bad habit of keeping at least 1 or 2 from certain litters, and they had like, I think they said like 18 to 20 of them, just the ones he's keeping himself. He got very attached to a lot of them. So anyhow, one of their females ended up having another litter, and his wife told him, absolutely not. We have enough, and we do not need any more puppies around here, dogs around here. And so she told him that he had to get rid of the entire litter. Now, I have no idea how many were in the litter. I wasn't told that. But I was actually babysitting my grandchildren the day that we got Kevin. And uh, the neighbors came walking past, and they said, yeah, we're getting ready to go get another puppy. And her brother had decided to give them away for free, but they were looking for very good, loving families that would take very good care of them. They didn't want them to be with anybody that they had to question whether they would mistreat them or not take care of them properly. And so I kind of got excited about that, because me and my husband had talked about getting a dog, but of course, being in such a tiny little apartment, we knew that it would have to be a very small dog. But we also know that very small dogs can be extremely expensive. And so when my husband came home, of course, the word free was ringing in my head the whole time. And so when my husband came home was right around the same time that they got back with their new puppy. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And so I said something to them about getting one, and of course they know, how me and my husband are. We've been together almost 6 years that we've been together, and we've never even so much as had an argument. Me and my husband love each other tremendously. There's no issues, no problems in our home whatsoever. And so they knew that the puppy be taken care of. And so whenever he got home, uh, they agreed that we could get one if we wanted it. And when my husband got home, of course, I had to lay on my little puppy eyes and kind of the honey, can I have a puppy? Can you go pick me out one? And he's seen that I really wanted it, and so he said, well, sure, if that's what you want. And so her husband ran him out there, and he said when he got there, the mother was laying over at the side with all the other little puppies, and they were all just yapping away. And he said Kevin was actually the runt of the litter, the smallest. And so he was kind of laying off to the side by himself. And it was funny because Kevin's belly, whenever he was a puppy, Kevin was about this big whenever we got him. Stood about maybe that high, was about maybe that long. And his belly was actually longer or bigger than what his legs were. And so whenever he would walk, of course he waddled, and his belly would kind of drag on the floor. But he said Kevin was sitting there just inside the door when they came in, and he was by himself. And so my husband kind of looked at the other puppies, and they're over there with the mother and just yap, 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 and all, a lot and everything. And Kevin just sat over there by himself, and Kevin just kind of looked up at him. And my husband said, is this a male or female? And they said, it's a male. And he said, yep, this one looks good enough. I'll take this one home. So he brought him home, and when he brought him home, he sat him down on the ground, and Kevin he looked up and seen me and waddled over and climbed up into my lap. And yeah, that's kind of been Mommy's boy ever since. Yeah. So Mommy spoiled him rotten, and I think the first week or so that we had him, he slept in a laundry basket. And then we went and got him a puppy bed, and he's still to this day will not sleep in a dog bed at all. He'll sleep on one of the chairs or in bed with us, which that in itself is a very interesting story, because hey, Aaron. Oh, be okay, my love. How are you, darling? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. That's awesome. Pauline, hello. How are you? It's nice to have you guys here. I was just telling everybody about when we got Kevin, and how that story went and stuff. So, yeah. Anyhow, with Kevin sleeping in bed with us, we had Kevin for probably a couple, probably a few months before he needed his first haircut. He was just a big old ball of fluff, and so I told Michael I was going to take him to go get his first haircut, and whenever we brought him home, he just laid and just shivered and shivered and shivered. And my husband, the whole time we had him before that, was always the one. Now, he's a dog. He ain't never sleeping in bed with us. I'm not having a dog sleeping in bed with us. And that night, And whenever he's laying there just a shivering like crazy, of course, Michael felt sorry for him. And he said, "But honey, he's laying down there cold. We have to keep him warm." So, of course, that's what started it. And he climbed, we put him up there in bed with us. And, yep, most nights, he has half the bed, and me and Michael have the other half of the bed. And that's usually how it goes. So, yeah, he is very spoiled. Either that or he sleeps right between us, and we're kind of hanging on the edge of the bed until he decides to get up and move, which is kind of funny because, it's like you can feel him whenever he gets up and moves at night and then jumps down on the floor, and then all of a sudden you hear this thump on the floor. Yeah, because Kevin is my big old chunky monkey. He is very well fed. We tried every kind of food that you can think of when we first got him, and he would not eat any of it. So we started feeding him fresh food. When we had chicken, he ate chicken. When we had hamburger, he ate hamburger. So pretty much what we eat, he eats. So, yes, he is very, very well fed puppy. So, I am so tickled to have all of you in here. This is so cool. But you guys, some of you that's just coming in will have to go and watch the beginning. I kind of told the story. Of course, be okay. You know a lot of it. But was telling them the story, explaining why I haven't been on doing a whole lot of lives and stuff like that as of yet. And because I've had people ask me, and I felt bad, I know so many people went and subscribed to me, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. But I didn't want to start losing people because I wasn't doing lives and a whole lot of videos and everything. Oh, honey, don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. I know everybody's busy right now. So, hello, Ams. How are you, darling? So, yeah, you guys can go back and watch that if you want to. If not, don't worry about it. But, yeah, I just kind of explained what happened, and, that after I had my little accident, it's probably going to take going to take a few months, they said, for everything to get back to normal. So, oh heavens, give us the brows. There you go. That's just for you, love. Oh, can't forget Ams. Hello. Ams, those are for you too, my love. You guys are so awesome. I never figured you'd hit me with the brows. Now, be okay if you see reds on there later. You're going to have to come and watch, see if I show up on there. Because, like I said, I've got a little surprise for him. So he wants to always complain about the crown all the time. Yeah, we'll see where that goes. So, I know that's like, I think, what was it, 4:30, somewhere in that vicinity, that he has that. So, yeah, I always go up. Kind of my routine every day, no matter what I do, is about 3:30. I go up and to the music store with Michael, and sit and visit with him for a while and help him with anything, if anything needs put away, different things, help him. But sit and visit with him for about a half an hour or so. Sometime this week I want to hopefully get myself up to my craft room. But like I was telling them in the beginning, going up and down several flights of stairs to get there really isn't the safest thing for me to do right now. So I have to kind of wait until Michael is available to walk with me, and then he has to come up and get me whenever I'm ready to come back down. So either that, or I usually send Kevin down and tell Kevin to go get Daddy, and then they'll come up and walk me down the stairs. So yeah, it makes it a little bit difficult right now. I can't really drive a whole lot. My driving is usually kept right in our small little neighborhood. So that way, God forbid anything happen with the dizzy spells, I'm right in this vicinity. Thank goodness. Those have only hit once while I was driving, and it was while I was sitting in a traffic light. So thank goodness that went past pretty quickly. So didn't really cause any driving issues. But yep, then you just go and park your car for a while and sit there. So, but yes, thank you, all you Raiders. You guys are so awesome. Yeah, I just love this. Poor Anastasia. I didn't get to show up for her birthday thing Saturday because of work. I was having dizzy spells while doing some of my cleaning and everything. And so, yeah, that didn't go real well. So I didn't show up for that. And then I was trying to be on her live this morning for a while after I got back from taking Michael to work. And then I kept losing her. So, yeah, I'll have to talk to Anastasia later on. That poor girl. I just love her to pieces. She's so amazing. I had started a live earlier and I think I was on for like a minute and a half. And then Kevin decided he wanted to go outside. And of course, I already have, you guys can see I have my phone on a tripod light. I've got it set up, be okay? It's all set up so I can use my hands. But he needed to go outside, and I'm like, dude, I've already got everything all set up. I've already got everything going. And nope, he needed to go outside. So, yeah, I was not going to have a mess in my house, so I had to stop my live and take him outside because he takes his good old time. Yeah. Ain't that right? You gonna come up and say hi? Come up here. Now he's just sitting there. Yeah. He had fun during Thanksgiving Day with babies. Yeah. Of course, the Grinch thing, Walmart had the Grinch costumes for sale last year down here. And after Christmas, we do a lot of our shopping after Christmas. And because I love my sales. And we went down to Walmart, and I seen that they had them half price. And I left and didn't bother getting one. And whenever I got home, Michael was like, so did you get one of the Grinch outfits? And I said, well, no, they're running like $50. And I said, that's half price. He was so upset with me because I didn't get one. So he sent me back down to Walmart just to get that goofy Grinch outfit. And so I brought it home, and we put it away, put it in a bag, put it away, because, Christmas was already over and everything. So I said, well, we'll just put it away and I'll do something with it next year. Well, I put it over in my storage area, and I was going through stuff in my storage to get my Christmas stuff out for my party tent, and came across this bag, and I was like, what in the world is in that bag? Because I didn't even remember sitting it there. And I picked it up, and lo and behold, it was the Grinch outfit. So then, of course, me and Michael were just so excited that I came across that, and of course, I had to do a little bit of fixing here and there because this thing is like huge. This costume is massive. Now, of course, I tried to get Michael to wear it because Michael is considerably bigger than I am. But he wouldn't do it. He said, nope, that's your thing. You're the goofball. So he wouldn't do it. Well, now we're finding out, hence the video, that Michael can be just as much of a goofball as I can. That's why we get along so well. So I had to put a hula hoop. I happen to have a hula hoop. And I had to cut it and make it a little bit smaller and retape it to put in around the belly area. If I didn't do that, then it just kind of like the belly and the crotch area just like hung almost down to my knees. It was that big. It was hilarious. So that at least poofed it out, So we talked about it several days about the first video, how we wanted to go about it and blah, blah, blah. Well, he had gone over to his storage area that afternoon, and he said, I was kind of sitting over here playing it through my head, like what I wanted to say and how I wanted it to go. I'm like, crying out loud, did I marry a movie director here or something? But literally he had this all planned out in his head. What he was going to say in the beginning of it and everything like that, told me how to go across there out front, and he sat in here and videotaped it. Now, of course, when he turned record on, he didn't realize that, at least on my phone, when you hit record to do a video, it does not have a rotate button, so you can't like turn the screen around. You literally have to turn the entire phone around. So it took him a minute to get that all figured out. But that's where you see me kind of creeping across the front there. And I don't know how we timed that so perfect, because he said, when you see me get up, because I can see right through the front windows, he said, when you see me get up, he said, then you start going across there. And it just happened to catch as I was going across the sidewalk into the party tent. So yeah, everything just worked out so perfect. That was a one take shot, and it turned out really good. And then the one with the grandchildren, whenever I first went in, of course, the older grandchildren figured out right away that it was Nana. And thank you for that. We figured we'd have to do it 2 or 3 times before we actually got it right. But they knew it was Nana right away. And I think the younger ones didn't figure it out until the older ones started really saying something about it, except for the baby. And I know it's hard to hear in the video, but she kept standing there giggling and saying hi and different things like that. But I had all the older ones kind of crowding around me and stuff, and so it took me a minute to be able to get to her. And whenever some of them finally stepped back and I could see her, she didn't realize that it was me. And she's like, hi, I Alyssa. That's her name, is Alyssa. So she felt she needed to introduce herself. And so I thought that was absolutely adorable. And then I was passing out candy canes to the grandchildren, and I lost hold of one side of the bag. And of course, all the candy canes started falling. And that's whenever I was just like, here, just take them. You know, I was just like, empty the bag out on the floor. And but then, of course, whenever I was leaving, we were trying to get the grandkids to stay in the house because I was trying to go out to the car. I was like dying in this suit. It was so hot because of having the kids, you know, hugging on me and everything. And so finally Michael had to go over and get the kids back away from the door. And I said something about, where is my assistant, you know, and my daughter's the one that helped me get in the outfit. And so Michael was back there. She needs her. He needs his assistant. He needs his assistant. He had to say it like 3 times. And finally, my daughter came out. So she was helping me take this outfit off. And we were laughing so hard because every time she would pull one of the legs off, the shoe would come off with it, you know. So I was like, you know, give me my shoe back. And I was trying to hold myself up, and I was about falling down and stuff like that. And of course, the ground was a little bit damp from rain and stuff. So I was trying to hop on one foot because it took my shoe off while she got my shoe out of there. And then I went back in. The grandkids were all it was so cool to have you as the Grinch, Nana. I said, you guys had the Grinch in here, really? And I missed it? How in the world did I miss the Grinch? I was right outside. So then they really had to start questioning, now was Nana really the Grinch? So yeah, we're keeping them guessing now. So yeah, that's my Grinch story. You tried to talk in a harsh bass. Yeah. I was trying to do that while I was in the Grinch outfit, and I did a few times. I have a very wide range with my voice, and but I was laughing so hard that sometimes I was just talking like me and forgot, oh, it's supposed to be the Grinch, you know? So, oh yeah. My husband, Michael, told me, he said, that was the only thing, because he said some of the times you were laughing at the kids and you were just talking in your normal voice. And he said, but then all of a sudden, one of them would say something to you, and you know, you go back to your Grinch, your voice, you know, whatever. So, but I told him, I said, next year I'm seriously going to have to do a lot of taking that in, because that outfit is absolutely humongous, and do something to the belly, because walking around with that hula hoop stuck in the belly area, yeah, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. So we'll get it figured out. I do a lot of sewing whenever I get around to it and stuff, so yeah, maybe I'll just kind of cut him up and re-sew him, and maybe even put an outfitter on him or something like that. So, but yeah, I was actually at Walmart last night, and I did find those red hot candy canes, B-O-K. So me and Michael's going to try those out and see just how hot they really are. And I also found some other ones. It was it was named after some kind of juice, I think, and it's like mango splash, or something like that. But those sound really good too. So yeah, I can do it. I can do it on camera. That could be interesting because I like some spicy stuff. Don't mind the shirt. That's me, not what I eat. Uh, I like some spicy stuff, but I can't handle real spicy. And but Michael absolutely loves anything uh, spicy stuff with a bite to it. When we first got married, he actually had to tell me, he said, well, when we spice stuff or put spices in our food or whatever, he said, it may be better if you come out and do that, because he said, I can almost guarantee uh, it's going to be way too hot for you the way he does it. So I kind of took over, even though he does most of the cooking. He kind of took over or I took over the uh, doing the spices and things like that. That way stuff isn't overly hot. Yes, I'm a wuss with stuff like that. What does that say? Yeah, you did show those on the video. So yeah, I'll try to do a video. It might be a short. I don't know. With trying out those candy canes and see how that goes. A little bit scared actually. Oh, thank you. Me and my daughter actually went the other day and had our nails done, and I love snowflakes. I think they're so beautiful. And I had them, I wanted the dark blue color. I figured now would be a good time to do it since I'm not able to do a whole lot with my crafting stuff right now, until I'm able to get up there a little bit more. So I figured now would be a good as time as any to get them done. And now, of course, I went and, as you guys seen the short that I did, my daughter had hers done too, and she sent me something this morning, and her first finger, she said I wasn't even doing anything, and where they glue, they glue like a nail tip on the very tip of your finger, and then they put all their crazy hardener stuff on it and everything, you know. Well, apparently her first fingernail, they did not glue on very well, and it fell off, and she was not happy. So I told her, just take the nail and take it back in, and they should fix it for you for nothing. And I said, if they don't, you let me know, and I will call them and have a talk with them. So I've been going up there for quite some time, and they usually do a really, really phenomenal job. But they were so so packed with people that day. People trying to get stuff done. It was, of course, Black Friday, and people were just insane. So yeah, it was really crazy that day, and they had to wait. I think their one nail tech was a little late getting there, so they were short people in the beginning. So when we first got there, I think we actually sat there for probably a good half hour or so, waiting for them to get around to us, which I've had my nails done quite a number of times, so I know sometimes that stuff happens. That was actually her very first time ever getting her nails done, so she was pretty excited about having that done. And I said I somehow or another I picked up this habit of being the one that keeps taking people for the very first time. I took Michael's youngest daughter I took her for the first time and got her nails done. And then uh, my new stepmom, I took her, and she's older than I am, obviously, and that was her first time of having her nails done, and now, of course, my daughter's first time. So I want to take my youngest daughter and get hers done, but she works at a job right now. Um, well, I'll tell you what, be okay. Anytime you come around here, darling, and you want to go get your nails done, I would be honored to take you for your first time to get your nails done. And you can keep them short too, so you can still do your craft stuff. She had to keep hers short because of her job, my daughter, because she works at a restaurant, so you know you don't want long nails. Thank goodness that didn't break off while she was at work and fall in somebody's dessert or something. That would have went over real well. But yeah, hot glue and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I know. But you know what? I think I've had nails, and you can probably see the length that I get mine. They're not overly long. Now, they say that some of these girls come in there and get nails this cotton picking long. And some of these girls that come in there and get nails that long have babies. And I'm like, I couldn't even imagine myself going to the bathroom. Going to the bathroom and having to deal with myself with nails that long, let alone taking care of a baby and changing diapers. That would be just yeah, that would not be something that I could deal with. That would just be absolutely hideous. I honestly do not understand at all how people do that with nails that long. Me, even just the length that I get. Um, Anything I do, whether it's craft stuff, going to the bathroom, uh, anything like that. I am like scrubbing my hands and under my nails, and I keep my nails extremely clean. I have that's just nasty. Hello, Joy. How are you, darling? Good to have you in here. So, but yeah, I've gotten my nails probably this length ever since I first started getting them done. Um, so I'm kind of used to it. This is God's country. I'll have them on for a little while, and then I lose interest in it. Begin to annoy me, so then I'll just go have them taken off, and uh, not have them, not have nails for a while, and then of course, after so long, then Michael's like, honey, your nails are looking a little raggedy. So, which is really strange to me that he would take such interest in what my nails look like. And I guess he's just very old school. And he said he grew up in a home where, once a week, once every other week, his mom was getting her nails done, getting her hair done, going to the salon, blah, blah, blah. He said that's just part of being a woman. So he's used to stuff like that. So he knows what it is, that women like to do to take care of themselves. And Michael actually knows me well enough that man could go and buy me an entire new wardrobe, and he knows exactly what I like. And I can guarantee you I would like every single bit of it. Most of the, well, Probably half of the clothes I have, he picked out, and I love them. So, yeah, that's how close attention he pays to a lot of things with me. So, yeah. Are you wanting to go bye bye? Huh? Yeah. I think somebody's kind of getting a little wound up, um, wanting to go up and visit with his daddy. My husband is the same way. He's very attentive to me. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm sorry to say, and no offense to any guys that may be in here, that's kind of a rare thing with guys. I know Aaron is with BOK. I really don't know other people's husbands. Um, I talk to her more than anybody, I think. But yeah, it's kind of a rare thing anymore for husbands to be that way. Um, Actually, for anybody to be that way with their spouse, it's such a rare thing. I think so many people go into marriage with the um, how do I want to say it? Uh, what can my partner do for me attitude. And I think the best way to go into any marriage is what can I do to make their life great? And if you're both looking at it that way, then you're both caring for each other and supporting each other in what you do. And so I always tell people, I married my best friend. And whenever I say we've never had an argument, why would I want to argue with my best friend? You know. So he's the first person I've had in my life actually that I've I can sit and actually have hour-long conversations and have fun doing it. We have the same odd, sometimes sick, depending sense of humor. And we tease each other a lot and stuff like that. Yeah, it's you just you have to watch out. I want everything that's best for him. He wants everything that's best for me, and you have to go at it that way with marriage. I think that's the best way to go at it. So yeah, we have normally everything is extremely peaceful in this little, we call it our little valley down here. We actually have a Dollar General store right in front of our building. Well, not right in front, probably about a parking lot, small parking lot, distance away. And so we have that, and then we have a garage right across from them, and we have a bowling alley kind of diagonal from us here. And then we have a business back here behind us that they do. This is God's country. We turn the dirt. Parts for garage doors. And with all of that stuff is, for the most part, extremely quiet and peaceful back here. The only issue we have is they have semi trucks that come through a couple times a day, either bringing in supplies or taking out shipments. And Kevin absolutely hates trucks of any kind. Kevin's worst trucks, of course, are garbage trucks. And that dog will bark until he can't bark no more. He's literally made himself sick from barking at garbage trucks. Yeah, he hates them. So, Anybody else supposed to get any snow today or anytime this week? Like I was telling BOK, I said, we're supposed to get the 3 to 6 this evening sometime. I'm a little bit concerned. Like I said, I'm a little concerned about the canopy, but Michael seems to think it'll be okay. I don't know. I told him maybe I might just have to go out and take a broom inside there and keep, smacking the inside of it so all the snow falls off the top of it. So I think we're just supposed to get it. No, we're supposed to get tonight into tomorrow. And then I think we're supposed to get it again Thursday and then Sunday, I think, are the days that we're supposed to be getting snow. So, I don't know. Well, the funny thing is, Michael just went up to the hardware store yesterday. He said, I seen something up there I wanted to get you. And I'm like, what in the world would be at the hardware store that you want to get me? And so he comes back and he bought me a new ice scraper for my car. And it is one of these fancy, he wouldn't tell me how much he spent on it though. It's one of these fancy things. It's probably, 3 feet long. But you push the button and it extends. So this thing gets pretty huge. And then the brush on it, actually you hit a button and it pivots. So you can actually use it and pull snow off of things and stuff like that. So I told him, I said, I can actually take just like the little step stool out there if I have to and use that thing and pull the snow off the top of the canopy if it starts getting too much. But that really ain't saying, well, I can't say much for the middle of the night because neither one of us sleeps an entire night. Just a heads up to some of those that are a little bit younger. Yeah. When you get older, your ability to sleep an entire night goes right down the hill because your ability to hold your bladder for an entire night just does not happen no more. It's almost like you go back to being a child. Yeah. So we are usually up a few times a night, at least, both of us. So yeah, we can probably keep pretty close tabs on the snowfall out there. My thing is, it's either my bladder or a lot of times when I sleep, Michael will have one side of the bed, Kevin will have the other side of the bed, and I am like this, stiff. I mean, like literally arms straight, legs straight. I ain't moving because he's right up against this side, Kevin's up against this side. Yeah, there's no moving. Well, after you lay like that for so long, you start getting cramped up. And I'm finally like, you guys got to get off of me. I can't sleep. So then I'm fighting to get them both away from me. And then I come out here on the love seat here and recline back on that and fall asleep. And usually within 10 to 15 minutes after coming out here, next thing I know, here comes Michael. And he's over here on the other side. I'm usually on that side. He's right here. And then once I recline back, put the footrest up, here comes Kevin. And Kevin's down on the footrest. And guess what? I'm all cramped up again. My legs are kind of curled up underneath me and everything like that. And Michael usually takes his arm and has his arm strung over across on top of me. Yeah, so that's my nightly routine, trying to sleep with those two. Yeah, it don't happen. Well, you're not supposed to judge someone on their looks, so I crack myself up a lot too, but I try to avoid mirrors. No, I'm just kidding. I always used to tell my kids, oh, you're so funny. And I'm like, you're not supposed to judge somebody on their looks. That's not nice. So that was kind of our joke in the house. So what does everybody usually do for Christmas? Do you guys stay at home? Do you go to your children's house? Do you go visit people? What do you guys usually do for Christmas? If I, well, I think the one live that I did, I showed kind of gave you a little video shot of inside my living room. My living room is always packed full of stuff. Um, but we have like no Christmas decorations inside the home because we are just so packed with things in here that it's ridiculous. So, of course, all my Christmas decorations stay outside. And of course, this year it's mainly in the party tent. I actually have a few more things that I got from the Dollar Tree the other day that I have to put up. We were just waiting for the wind to die down because the wind has been absolutely hideous. So, let's see. Sometimes we travel just for fun. We did Vegas. Vegas. Wow. Now that's traveling. That's traveling. Yeah, usually when people say they're traveling, they're going to visit with family or something like that. Uh, you're usually hosting, but not this year. Are you going away somewhere this year, Joy? We usually, it used to always, when my kids were growing up, everybody came to my house. But now that did I say when my kids grew up? When my kids were young, everybody always came to my house. Um, but now that my kids are adults, uh, we usually go up to my oldest daughter's, where I was the Grinch the other day, because she has the biggest home, so it gives us the most room, especially with that many grandkids. Yeah, it can get a little scary. We went to my mom and dad's one year, and they live in I guess you could call it a modular home, but it's not very big. And so we all did a gathering up there, and we found out very, very quickly that it was just way too cramped. So we started going to my daughter's just because there was more room. There's no staying home for me. I'm always out and about. Where are you going out and about to, Liz? Have any big plans where you're going to go out and about? Uncle T and I are trying to decide if we want to travel. See, there you go. What was the there's a Christmas movie. It has Tim Allen, and I can't remember who the woman is. And their daughter goes away, and what is it? They talk about actually avoiding, like, skipping Christmas one year, and they were going to go on a cruise, and all the neighbors, of course, didn't like it. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, the daughter decides she's coming home with her new boyfriend. And so they have to fake that. Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you. Do you remember what the name of the movie is? I absolutely love that movie. But be okay. I was telling you about that movie Lucy. Uh,
This is God's country. We turn to dirt and work.
sorry about that. Uh, Extremely interesting movie because they make some kind of like synthetic drug, and it accidentally gets released into this girl, and I can't remember what her name is. But it they claim that the body automatically produces this drug, and it's how a baby's bones grow or something like that. I can't remember. You'd have to watch it to understand. But anyhow, so much of this drug is released into her that she gains like 100% brain capacity. Um, yeah, this movie's kind of trippy, so yeah, you'll have to maybe get it and watch it sometime. It's called Lucy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Christmas with the Cranks. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that movie. So, okay, guys. Well, I have been on here almost an hour and a half. And my hubby just messaged me and said that he is now out of coffee, which is not a good thing. So I am going to have to jump off of here and take him some coffee and get Kevin out of the house for a while before he freaks out. Thank you very much. I think I just gabbed a little bit more this time than what I usually do. But I appreciate that. Be okay. I'll kind of find my feet with things. So, but yeah, like I said, later on, whenever Reds is on, if you have a chance, kind of sneak in there and see what's up. So, I really appreciate having you guys all here. You guys have a wonderful day today, and stay warm. Stay out of the snow if possible, because that stuff can get pretty nasty. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I would send people, I would raid you joy, but I have no idea how to do that, if I can even do it, with just starting out and stuff like that. So yeah, I will try to get over and check out your live. Are you going live now, or you're just saying you need to sometime? Okay, no problem. So I'll get around to all that whenever the time comes. So okay, you guys all have a great day and take care of yourself. Much love to all of you. Later.